Welcome, Big Ten Plus viewers, to Maturi Pavilion. Today, number 17 ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers will take on number 5 ranked UCLA Bruins. I am Lexi Berglund, formerly Lexi Ramler, alumni of the Minnesota Gopher Gymnastics team, graduated in 2022.
And I am Tiari Salas, alumni of the Minnesota Gopher Gymnastics team as well, graduated in 2023. Tonight, the Gophers are expected to set an attendance record here in Maturi Pavilion with a sellout crowd with over 5,000 tickets sold. For UCLA on bars, they have a good mix of upperclassmen and newcomers in their lineup. Lots of freshmen, lots of experience as well with their 2 seniors starting and anchoring for them. They had a really good weekend, so they're just going to look forward to keeping that momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking a peek at Minnesota vault here last weekend. They were home in the Maturi Pavilion as well, where they scored a 49-1. Ultimately, have a few more underclassmen here than upperclassmen, and they'll also be welcoming, again, a good amount of 1.5s, I would say, in this lineup. So really excited to see Minnesota here tonight. Again, lots of energy in the PAV, so excited to see the performances.
Absolutely. Janelle McDonald was named the new head coach of the UCLA gymnastics team in 2022, and in the first 3 seasons has brought the Bruins back into national prominence with the 2025 NCAA runner-up finish and 3 conference titles. Under the direction of the 2025 Big Ten Coach of the Year, the Bruins are coming off a 2nd-place finish at the NCAA Championships and an unbeaten Big Ten Conference season.
Taking a peek at Minnesota head coach Jenny Hansen, entering her 12th season under the watch of Coach Hansen. Gophers took home Big Ten title in 2021, and in 2016, the Big Ten regular season title. In 2022, Minnesota set a program record by finishing 6th at NCAA Championships, and they've made 10 NCAA regional appearances, including 4 of the last 5 regional finals as well.
Last weekend, UCLA had a record-breaking weekend. They competed against the University of Washington and surpassed 198 for the first time since 2003, which is incredible. Their final score was 198.15 to a 195.825.
Minnesota also had a huge weekend last Saturday as well, bringing into a lot of 9-9s, which is great to see. Ariana Ostrom, we'll see her vault here tonight. She stuck it, so I'm really excited to see her. And then the other individuals, again, Jordan Leiden, Lauren Pearl, Sophie Swartzmiller, are just staples in the lineup. So excited to see them here again tonight as well.
Yeah, lots of big scores, lots of big gymnastics tonight. Lots of big names, I would say.
Absolutely, yes. Starting off with Minnesota here on vault, Ava Stewart. Starting off with a 1.5, just a little bit of a step there, but again, a really big deal for Minnesota to be starting off with a 1.5.
Really strong vault for the Gophers. I think she had really good form off the table, pre-flight and post-flight. I think sometimes Ava gets a little soft in the air, but this week she seems like she's tightened up.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of bent arms on the table, which will be a deduction, but overall a pretty clean vault.
There's a lot that happens on vault, so we'll try to keep you posted as we go.
Absolutely.
Happens in a blink of an eye.
Yes. Again, that was a Yurchenko 1.5, so that was a 10-0 start value, which coaches definitely want to be having in the lineups. Moving over to bars. Up first for the Bruins is Sienna Alipio. Beautiful cast handstand. Solid Maloney. Just a little bit of feet separation there, which could be a deduction, but we do have a different view than the judges do, so they might not be able to see it. Wow.
Just a little bit of a hop there.
Just a little bit of chest down on the end, on the landing. It kind of looks like her eyes she was focusing too much on the ground a little bit. Maybe should have picked her eyes up a little bit quicker. But that was a crazy combination.
It was.
That was a pirouette straight into the dismount. Crazy.
Isabella win for Minnesota Gophers. Another 1.5, huge deal.
Wow.
She actually wasn't in the lineup last weekend, so welcomed her into the lineup, and she delivered.
Yeah, she was an exhibition spot, but you know, Coach again wants to see those 1.5s in the lineup. We'll get a replay of that. Good form in the air. She even flared a little bit. I don't think that's possible on 1.5s, but I think she just did it with a small hop, and she really held on to her landings there.
Yes, absolutely. Really big deal for Minnesota and for win there as well.
Heading back over to bars. Up next for the Bruins is Sydney Barros. Looks like we're just waiting for the judges here. While we're waiting, I guess some things to go over with bars. Some things to look out for, again, are these vertical cast handstands, making sure the girls are finishing right on top. Toes pointed, straight legs, straight arms.
All the execution.
Yes. Nice handstand. Nice pack. Transition from the high bar to low bar.
Beautiful Van Leeuwen there.
Last week, Sydney scored a 9.925 on this event, matching her career high with the smallest step.
She was nailing those handstands, though.
She was.
Just one after another.
It was a beautiful routine. I think the Bruins just need that first stick, and then they'll get rolling.
Absolutely.
We'll see that again here. Winding up for her dismount, double layout. Oh, it looks like she kind of reacted to the mat, maybe flopping. She landed right in the crack there.
Sarah Marat for Minnesota with a beautiful 1.5. Or full. She always has so much amplitude on her vault, though. I was just, starstruck by the vault. As you can see, huge amplitude, just finds that landing.
Great distance from the table.
Absolutely.
Yurchenko fulls actually start from a 9.95 instead of a 10.0, so it's even more difficult to get those high scores. But Sarah is known for sticking those vaults and putting up high scores.
Absolutely, yes.
Heading back over to bars is freshman Tiana Sumina-Sekera.
Beautiful release move there and a beautiful connection.
Sumina-Sekera actually scored a 9.825 on this last week, but she's capable of a 9.9. Let's see if she'll get it here. Oh, just the smallest hop again.
Taryn Crump next for the Gophers. Capable of a 9.9 on this event. Huge, another 1.5. A little bit of extra power there. Did have to take that step, but again, another 1.5 for Minnesota. Really big deal. Judges are looking for shoulder angle, form in the air. Of course, the landing is going to be a big focus as well. I've seen Taryn have really great air awareness on her vault.
Absolutely. She looks happy with that one.
For UCLA, Nola Matthews.
Up next for the Bruins is Nola Matthews. This is another freshman breaking into the lineups here. And last week, she scored a 9.8 on this event with a career high of 9.875. Beautiful handstand to start with. Into a pack. Gorgeous handstands from Nola. Just the smallest separation of her feet on her Van Leeuwen. Dismount double layout and that first stick for the Bruins. I think we'll see some sticky feet after this, getting that going. The Bruins are happy with that. They're looking to put up scores of 9.85s or higher, and they're definitely capable of it.
Gianna Gertis on vault here with a 1.5. Just a little early, I think, was anticipating that stick. Just a little under-rotated there. But overall, again, great vault.
Yep, we'll see that again one more time. Really tight in the air, just the smallest step backwards. It typically is better to step forwards than backwards on a 1.5, as judges could potentially take under rotation on 1.5s for stepping backwards. But that was so small. And her chest was up. It was.
Yes.
Gianna has.
It's right there.
Yes. Jordan Childs is, I think, a woman that needs no introduction. She is a 2-time Olympian, 16-time All-American, and NCAA uneven bars champion. In the past 3 weeks, she has gotten 10s.
That's perfect.
Every weekend. Up for the Bruins is Ashley Sullivan.
Huge release and beautiful connection to the low bar.
Nice handstands. Gearing up for her dismount, double layout.
There it was.
Sticky feet. They're just contagious, and I think from here on out, sticky feet.
Ariana Ostrom next for the Gophers. With a Yurchenko 1.5, another stick! 2 weekends in a row.
Wow!
That was stellar.
Wow. I just have
That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
Beautiful in the air. Really just found that stuck. Wow.
Yes. Just a little bit of bent arms on the table, but she still gets great amplitude and distance from the table. Really clean throughout the air. A really standout freshman.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she's only a freshman.
Yeah. I don't know if Big Ten Plus viewers can feel the energy from the TV, but it is absolutely here tonight. Up next is Jordan Childs. Last week, she scored a 9.975 on this event, but she's capable of a 10. She's such a powerful swinger. She's so clean and very intentional with her gymnastics. Just look at those calf handstands. Dismount, she got the stick! Yes!
Sticky feet, like you said.
Yep, contagious. Looks like she wanted to step or thought she needed to.
But she held on to it. Yes.
I feel like that's just all of her experience. She just
Absolutely.
knows how to relax and control her body.
And just trust it.
Yeah.
That was stellar.
A little bit of chest down, but gorgeous.
Megan Steensland from Minnesota in the exhibition position. Nice Yurchenko full.
Just a small hop again. Teammates giving some pep talks. Everybody needs something a little different when they're being spoken to, so it's always nice to have different people talk to you because I think everyone brings a different energy and just knows you a little different. So
Yeah, it really depends on the athlete on what individuals need as well.
yeah.
We are entering those exhibition positions as well. So these scores don't count towards the overall team score, but it gives athletes great opportunities to compete, warm up and then compete under the pressure in a very similar format. It also gives the opportunity for coaches to see how routines score as well. Ideally, you want individuals to be able to swap in and out of the lineup very comfortably as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Up for the Bruins is Mika Webster-Longen. She actually has a career high of 9.925 on this event. So it could just be, I know the Bruins were sick with the flu, so she could have been down bad with that one and just getting back into the swing of things.
That was stellar.
Absolutely. I think, we know why she has a 9.925 now.
For sure.
Very clean full out. Again, stuck landing. Contagious.
It was.
All right, that concludes the first rotation.
Both of these teams had such a great first rotation, I would say. As we were talking about, there's lots of energy. You could see the energy in their routines as well. But taking a peek at bars for vault for Minnesota here. So as you can see, the individuals put six scores up and they drop the lowest. And in this case, Minnesota dropped a 9.85, which is a really big deal, allowing them to get to that 49.425, crushing what they did last weekend. This is exactly where Minnesota wants to be early on in this meet as well. And Ostrom with that 9.95. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Huge score. Yeah, and for the Bruins on bars, last weekend they had a 49.55. Not quite reaching that exact score, but again, 49.3 is a tremendous score, which they would be happy. They should be happy with. I think just cleaning up those landings a little bit more and getting a little bit more confident in those sticks.
Absolutely. That concludes the first rotation. When we come back, Minnesota will be on the bars and UCLA will be on the vault. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Maturi Pavilion, where the Minnesota Golden Gophers take on the UCLA Bruins. We are entering the second rotation, where the Gophers are on bars and the UCLA Bruins are on vault.
Yeah, overall, this was a stellar rotation for both teams. Minnesota brought in 5 1.5s. Ostrom ended up sticking it for the second weekend in a row. Like, what more could you ask for?
Yep, lots of stuck dismounts from the Bruins as well on bars. Lots of beautiful handstands, verticals, and gorgeous releases.
Absolutely. Looking at bars here for Minnesota, overall, again, a pretty, more on the heavier side of upperclassmen, of individuals, so bringing a lot of experience. This appears to be a similar lineup to last weekend as well. So I think Minnesota is really just locked in on bars. They know the individuals that will be able to come out and perform here tonight.
Yeah, and then for the for the Bruins on vault, again, a good mix of upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, getting some freshmen in there. I think it's a really good balance, just with the difficulty that they have and the experience that they bring. Lots of potential on this event.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams so far, UCLA finished with a 49-3 and Minnesota with a 49-4-5. So it's going to be a really close meet.
Yeah.
Minnesota just has to continue to really just hone in on those little tiny details. Sticks, handstands when it comes to bars specifically, and UCLA just has to keep doing what they always do.
Same thing. I think they gave away a couple tenths on dismounts, on bars, so they'll be looking to make those up. But again, this is a super close meet. Tiana, freshman from UCLA, she puts up some big scores as well. Last weekend on vault, she put up a 9.925, which is also a career high for her.
Beautiful.
Again, a 9.925, and this vault starts from 8.995. So one judge thought she was perfect.
Beautiful form in the air. As you can see her hips are open, and she just finds that stick like a dart on target. Over 2 bars for Minnesota, we have Gianna Gertis starting us off as a 5th-year, career high of a 9.925 on this event.
A little bit of feet separation on the bail there.
Getting ready for her dismount here. Just a little bit of that foot movement there.
Solid start for the Gophers on bars.
Again, that first routine is critical and crucial for these teams. It really sets the tone for the rest of the athletes as well.
Absolutely. I think both teams have strong starts. Tiana with a 9.9, just half a tenth of deduction, half a tenth from perfection. Up next is Madison Animi. Another Yurchenko full. A big hop, not a big hop, but a little bit bigger of a hop there. And then a little bit of direction. There are lines on the mats that gymnasts want to stay in between. Otherwise, judges can take a deduction for direction. So just that 1 foot kind of sliding out there on her hop, but lots of amplitude, lots of distance, very powerful vault.
Up next for the Gophers will be Taryn Crump as a sophomore. Last weekend, she scored a 9.8 on this event. Starting with a Maloney pack, beautiful combination. Back up to the high bar.
Coming in third dismount, double layer.
Again, just a little bit of a movement of that foot there.
Very powerful swinging, but gorgeous lines from Taryn. Let's look at dismount again.
Just a little bit movement of that foot, but her overall chest was in a great position.
Caitlin Rosen, 1.5, just the smallest hop. That is the first 10-0 start value vault that we've seen from the Bruins. Caitlin last week scored a 9.925 and has a career high of a 9.95. Very experienced vaulter. We'll see that again here. Nice form on the table. Just a little bit of separation of her legs right before the landing.
She did a great job with keeping her chest up as well, though.
Yeah, lots of power again.
Back to bars for Minnesota with Ariana Ostrom. She's having a great season so far as a freshman, being able to make all of the lineups. Nice first cast handstand there. Into her Jaeger. Beautiful pack.
Looks like they made a switch there into a turning glide instead of a pirouette. I think Ariana struggled a little bit on the pirouette in the past, so making that little switch sometimes just makes the routine a little bit easier and cleaner.
Absolutely. Did end up taking a little bit of a step there as well.
Up next is Riley Jenkins. Last week she scored a 9.9. Let's see if she could do it again. Oh, and a small step, but it was very controlled. Starts from a 10, so I think a 9.9 is a possibility.
You never know.
We'll see that vault again here. Just a little bit of soft arms on the table.
Overall, though, that step was just very controlled.
Very controlled.
Back to bars for Minnesota, we have Emma Slevin. She's actually from Ireland, and this will be her first season in college. But she'll be listed as a junior with 2 years of eligibility in college after competing overseas. Fun fact, she was the first Irish female gymnast to qualify for senior all-around final at the European Championships and at the World Championships in 2021. So lots of experience that she brings to this team. A career high of a 9.9 on this event. Beautiful Van Leeuwen.
I don't think her feet have come apart other than her handstands.
Wow.
Gorgeous double layout.
That was just floaty.
It was. I can't tell if she shuffled her foot a little bit or not, or if she got the stick. The mat kind of makes an illusion. We'll get another look here. Looks like she shuffled her foot just the tiniest. Up next for the Bruins is Ashley Sullivan, another standout freshman for the Bruins. She scored a 9.95 last weekend. Another 10-0 start value vault. Again, 1.5s are super difficult, but all of them have very controlled landings. Even though they're taking steps, they're just, they know where they are. I think it's just like making that adjustment.
Yeah, great air awareness, you can tell.
Next up for the Gophers, Lacey Saltzman.
Lacey Saltzman next for the Gophers. Beautiful first cast handstand there. Nice shoot over there as well. You could tell that it was really controlled and tight as she hit the bar.
Did she get the stick up? Tiniest hop. But a great routine from Lacey.
Absolutely. The execution was beautiful. Really locking in those handstands. It's exactly what Minnesota needs to do.
Absolutely. I think all the freshmen tonight from both teams are really
Crushing it.
yeah, really crushing. Up next for the Bruins is Jordan Childs. She scored a 10-0 on this last week. Let's see if she could do it again. Oh, a crazy difficult vault, though. Your
Crazy
triple double
difficult.
fold. So impressive that she has stuck this to perfection and gotten a 10.
Again, lots of power that she brings. Again, incredibly difficult vault.
Yeah, she just has so much power.
Back to bars for Minnesota. Jordan Leiden as the anchor for the bar lineup. Last weekend, she scored a 9-9. Career high is a 9.975. Her execution is flawless.
Nice Maloney into a shoot over, nice and tight.
Getting ready for that dismount here. Double lay. Again, just a little bit of that hop there.
Another gorgeous routine from the Gophers. In the first exhibition spot for the Bruins is Jordis Eichmann. Yurchenko full, little landed with her chest down and a little bit of a pike. Not quite what she was looking for. Maybe she missed the block on her entry a little bit. You know, there's only so much you can do after you hit the table. It's kind of all about like your entry. You can just
Absolutely.
really, you know where you are in the air. You can control your tightness and like your form, but if you miss your block, it's really hard to kind of compensate for that.
Yeah, I'd say really getting that amplitude off of the table. That's really not, as much time to really see the landing as well. Ava Stewart will be up next for Minnesota. She also has beautiful lines. It's a little close there on her pack.
Yeah. Something unique to Ava is she does cast handstands without separating her feet. Straight body cast hands, which are very difficult.
Yes.
Also a unique dismount with a toe front pike half. Let's see that again. Gets a lot of distance from the bar. I think the judges would like to see a little bit more amplitude. I think just keeping her feet on the bar a little bit longer, waiting for her toes to get up into the air before she starts flipping, and then able to have a little bit more air time.
Yes. I believe she was in the, she competed or was in the exhibition spot last weekend as well, and did have a little bit extra distance last weekend, so was able to bring it in a little bit more this weekend. We will have Sophie Schwartzmiller up next. junior from Wisconsin. She is a staple in Minnesota's floor lineup, so we'll be excited to see her tonight on the bars.
Yeah, it's always fun to see different people in the exhibition spots. You kind of get a little peek into the behind the scenes of what the girls do in practice every day. Looks like she has a little bit of mix up with her steps there, but just a little...
Recalculated.
Yeah, just a little note, I guess. Judges can't start scoring until they actually touch the apparatus, so the board does not count. Solid release and connection there. Blind full into a double tuck, small step. What do you think, Lexi?
Just the smallest step.
Great exhibition from Sophie.
Taking a peek at Minnesota's bars here, ended up with a 49.175, again dropping that top score there. Overall, Minnesota, I would say, had a clean rotation. They're just missing some of those sticks on those dismounts.
Yeah, for UCLA Bruins, their vault was incredible. 49.4 last weekend. They did have a 49.7, but 49.4 is still incredible. They're dropping a 9.825. I think most teams are happy to be counting a 9.825, and they're
Yes.
dropping a 9.825.
Yeah, overall, great second rotation for these teams. When we come back, Minnesota will be on beam and UCLA will be on the floor. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Maturi Pavilion for the Big Ten matchup between Minnesota Golden Gophers and UCLA Bruins. Where the Bruins are 3-0 in the Big Ten, and the Gophers are 2-1 right now.
Overall, we'll see some highlights here, but it's been a energy-packed event so far. Taking a peek at Minnesota, they had overall really nice execution, but they did end up missing giving away some of those 10s, missing some of those sticks.
Yep, same for the Bruins. I think they gave a little bit of those 10s away on the first rotation and made a comeback in the second rotation with controlled landings and just great form.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like for the Bruins, they were really clean in their execution, and they also had huge amplitude on their vaults as well. Taking a peek here for Minnesota on beam. Overall, looking at the lineup, I believe this is also the same lineup as last weekend. So lots of experience that these athletes are able to just, they have in their back pocket from the previous meets. And tonight, it's really just about doing what they do in practice.
Yeah, UCLA's floor is comprised of, again, lots of upperclassmen, but some freshmen breaking in there as well. So tons of experience. I think it's going to be a show for sure. Last week, coming off of a 49.7, they're just going to want to keep that momentum going and really hone in on their landings. Another call out to Jordan Childs again. She is a two-time Olympian, 16-time All-American, and NCAA uneven bars champion. She so far has had 2 10-0s in the past 3 weeks on floor, 3 total for the past 3 weeks, but she has 8 in her career on floor. So super exciting. I think Jordan is looking to become the 15th gymnast in NCAA history to achieve a gym slam, which is a perfect 10 on all 4 events. just missing one on beam.
And a perfect 10 is really challenging to get as well. So for her to be able to put as many as she has up just really, again, speaks to her ability in this sport and just her talent,
Yeah,
just in general. Ariana Ostrom starting off for Minnesota. Last weekend had a 9.85 on this event. Handspring layout step out for her series. Did have a little bit of a bounce check there. Tried to cover it.
Tried to cover it with some dance.
Nice full turn. Nice leap connection there. In that, judges are really looking for that 180-degree split. Nice connection there as well.
Beautiful side aerial. Judges are looking for, I mean, a requirement is a front side skill.
For her dismount here. Beautiful dismount. Again, just that little bit of a bounce check at the beginning, but the rest of the routine was great.
Yeah, solid start for the Gophers. I think starting off on beam is incredibly difficult, and again, doing that as a freshman, I mean, sometimes that's just their thing, I guess. Starting on floor is Caitlin Rosen. Last week, she had a 9.925 on this event and a career high of a 9.95. Opening with a double tuck. Very controlled landing. For those of you that are new to gymnastics, gymnasts are allowed to take one step out of their tumbling passes that is controlled and will not be deducted. Double pike for second pass. I'm thinking that was a wow. Beautiful switch ring to switch half. Very difficult connection to Wolfel. Going into her last pass. One and a half layout. Wow. I mean, yeah, if you could see my face, I'm throwing up the wow, too. Choreography was stellar. It was just like, it's like watching a
So
movie.
engaging.
Yes.
Super controlled landings as well.
Yeah.
Great start for UCLA. Back to beam for Minnesota. We have Gianna Gertis. Last weekend had a 9.825 on this event. Nice front aerial. Getting ready for her series here. Handspring layout. Little bit of a bounce check there.
Covered with dance
Question mark?
again. Balance check on the full turn. Full turns are requirements. Does not matter what position they complete them in, as long as they do a 360.
Really difficult connection there. In her second jump, she actually has to take her eyes fully off of the beam. Adds a level of complexity.
Yes. Very difficult. Very scary, too. The beam is only 4 inches wide, so you only have so
4
much
feet
to work
tall.
with.
Good fight on that landing there.
The arm swing will be a deduction, but solid routine. Up next for the Bruins is Sienna Alipio.
UCLA in general just has really engaging choreography. Sometimes you just get lost in it.
Yes. They can dance and tumble. Double pike landed with her chest down, stepping forward, which will be a deduction. Switch ring. Again, another difficult leap pass. Judges are looking for those 180s and for their hips to continually rise. Double wolf turn.
Did look like she fell out of that just a little bit.
Yes. Turns are not required on floor, but she can get bonus from that, so. Going into her next pass. 1.5 layout with no steps needed. Judges are looking for that second element to rise. Another beautiful routine from senior Alipio. The routines are just so engaging.
They are. They really are. Sarah Morat up next on beam. Season high of a 9.9. Last weekend had a 9.875. Nice full turn. Again, that is a requirement on beam. Series handspring layout step out. Super solid.
Nice side aerial. Sarah's a very confident beam worker with a nice rhythm. She just makes her gymnastics look very easy.
Just a step on that dismount. Again, I feel like I've seen Minnesota so confident and so intentional on this event. Going into this rotation, I believe the teams were a 10th apart. So Minnesota really just needs to focus on just doing, staying in their bubble and just doing what they have always done so far. Again, nice form in the air. Just a little bit of extra power there where she had to take that step.
Lots of amplitude. Up next for the Bruins is Sydney Barros. The junior scored a 9.9 on this event last week and has a season and career high of 9.9. Starting with that connection pass, 1.5 layout. She did take quite a big step with her front or her back foot sliding just a little bit, which will be, I think, a small deduction. Lots of personality in these routines. All the gymnasts get to pick their own music, and everyone has their own dance style. Nice double tuck.
routine is just so fun.
No, I feel like I can't talk. I want everyone in Big Ten Plus to enjoy this as much as we are. Beautiful leaps. Great amplitude with those 180s. Solid routine from junior Sydney Barros.
To the Gophers, Brooklyn Rowry.
Brooklyn Rowry up next. Again, staple in this beam lineup, season high of a 9.925. She's definitely an athlete that has so much intention in each part of her routine. Beautiful series, really nice tempo, really nice pace. Beautiful leap connection there. Again, kind of talked about that 180 previously. There was no question.
Absolutely.
Beautiful connection there as well. A little bit of a bounce check on that full turn.
Sometimes it's the easiest skill and sometimes it's the hardest.
Finishing with a stuck dismount.
Oh man,
It was just
I feel
the
like
turn.
if she didn't have that little bobble, it could have been a 10.
Oh. Again, just super intentional throughout the full routine. A little bit of that bounce check on that full turn, but it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I think great recover, just leaving that little bobble in the past and ending on a solid note.
Absolutely.
Up next is a standout freshman, Tiana Sumina-Sakara. Last week, she put up a 9.925 on this event. This team just has so much potential and difficulty and energy on this event that it's so fun to watch. Huge double layout.
That was gorgeous.
So controlled.
Really difficult first pass, executed beautifully.
Gorgeous leaps, nice amplitude with beautiful 180s. Again, every gymnast has their own personality in their routines, and it's cool to see her putting some of her culture into her routine too. They're all such beautiful dancers. Sometimes they say gymnasts can't dance, which is so funny. 1.5 front lay, controlled step.
Super fun routine. She was going the whole time. That's a lot. She was good
Claps,
cardio.
snaps, wows.
Lauren Pearl for Minnesota. Season high of a 9.9 last weekend. Got a 9.9 as well. series, handspring, layout, step out. Super solid. Nice full turn. Nice leap connection there as well.
So much amplitude.
Beautiful front aerial jump connection there. Just the dismount. That was stuck.
I think that is matching a career high or beating it. As someone that's gotten a 10, Lexi, what do you think?
Oh, it was beautiful. In the end, it's what the judges saw. What we saw, I thought it was flawless.
Yeah, I think it was gorgeous. Up next is Ashley Sullivan with some Brittany.
Season high of a 9.95.
Another beautiful double layout. That is an E difficulty, which I like to say is E for extremely difficult. But they make it look so easy. So fun to see your teammates dancing along with you. Great leap connection. Front through to a double tuck. Gorgeous tumbling. Such controlled landings. And such a fun routine to watch. I want to know her choreography and dance too. Ashley is a freshman, and just the capabilities of a 995 are incredible.
Yeah.
Truly shows. Should be a 10. she will have a 10, I think. I'm calling it now in her career.
On record. Jordan Leiden for Minnesota on beam here, starting off with a very challenging mount.
Candlestick dismount. Mount.
Difficult turn there as well.
Just within her first two skills, she actually gets a lot of bonus.
Fun fact. Last weekend it had a 9.875 on this event. Very nice series. Gearing up for her dismount here. Round off 1.5. Oh, just a little bit of a foot movement there.
Still a great routine from Jordan.
Absolutely.
Lots of great routines from both of these teams. This is going to be so close. It is so close.
The final competitor on floor for UCLA.
Up next is Jordan Childs. Again, she has 8 perfect 10s on this event, so maybe we will witness one tonight with her special little surprise. Yep, I actually talked to someone on the UCLA team, and she brought back Prince music just for Minnesota. Gorgeous double layout, effortless.
She brings so much energy, so much power into this event.
It's like watching a show.
It truly is.
She puts on the show. Yeah, exactly. Nice sleep connection. I think it's really impressive to just switch between 2 routines in the middle of season.
I was gonna bring that up too. I don't know if I remembered would remember my previous season floor routine.
I know, right?
That'd take me a minute.
I know, and it's just like, it looks like it's muscle memory for her. She's not even done.
100%.
Maybe her Dancing with the Stars sprint gave her a little extra. Wow! Ending with a double tuck. Again, that is most people's like first pass. That is an extra 10th of bonus. It's probably a walk in the park for her.
Each pass landings were so controlled. Huge amplitude. Everyone was excited for that routine.
Yes.
She absolutely performed it.
Yeah.
That was great.
I think she thinks it's a 10 too.
Megan Steensland on beam into the exhibition position. Nice full turn. Series handspring layout step out. Again, really solid. Nice connection there.
Sounds like it might be a 10 for Jordan Childs. And it's always difficult being on beam while you know the other team is celebrating and there's just a little bit extra
100%.
noise and distractions. And Megan is handling this so well. And it's a 10.
This environment, though, is a great preparation for both teams, I would say, as they're heading into championship seasons later on in the season.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Megan handled it like a pro.
She did.
Not phased at all.
Just a little bit of a hop there. But again, that's how it can sound and how it can feel when you're at Big Tens and in NCAAs. So again, a great taste
Yeah,
of what's to come for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Oh, getting a little reaction from their 10s. That's number 9 on floor tonight.
Really difficult to do. Again, it was flawless.
Yeah,
It was.
It was flawless. It was just so, she makes it look so easy. Up on floor is Madison Animi. Last week, she had a 9.875. Front double full. Stepped a little crossed, which will be a direction detection. This is an exhibition spot, so the score will not count towards the overall score. But again, gives the gymnast experience and coach insight into possible lineups. Double tuck with chest down, stepping forward, just a little under rotated. Maybe didn't complete her set enough. Nice leaps. Judges are looking for their directions to be very crisp and on point. Going into the next pass, front layout, front full.
She almost didn't need that
the
step.
She just took it for fun.
Final exhibition of coming from Minnesota, Ava Stewart.
Nice routine for Madison. Just a little bit of chest down on that second pass, but I think maybe just a little bit of a timing thing, maybe out of character or uncharacteristic mistake. So just a learning experience.
Absolutely. For Minnesota, Ava Stewart. Really difficult leap there, or jump, where she has to take her eyes fully off of the beam. Fun fact, Stewart competed for Team Canada in the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. So lots of experience that she's able to bring to this team.
Another wolf turn.
For her dismount, stuck. Really nice routine from Ava there.
Again, it's probably so difficult to go after all of that energy that happened before. Jordan getting a 10, just the shift in the crowd and the distractions and the noise.
Yes, absolutely. Taking a peek here at Minnesota's results, ended up dropping a 9.775, resulting in a 49.325. Definitely where Minnesota is going to want to be heading into their last rotation.
Yeah, and for the Bruins on floor, I mean, crazy floor rotation. Jordan getting a 10, ending with the 49.425. Some scores below 9.85 for them, dropping that 9.625. But again, a great rotation for the Bruins.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, Minnesota, again, had a pretty solid beam rotation. A few things here and there with some of their execution, but overall, that was the conclusion of the third rotation. When we come back, Minnesota will be on the floor, UCLA on the beam.
Welcome back to Metairie Pavilion, where the Golden Gophers take on the UCLA Bruins. In this Big Ten matchup, there is only a 2/10 difference as we head into the final rotation, where UCLA will be on beam and the Gophers will end on floor.
Yeah, overall, it's been a super energetic meet so far. Minnesota had a pretty solid beam. Lauren Pearl with a season high of a 9.925. And UCLA just put on a show with all their choreography.
Yeah, some call-outs. Sullivan with a 9.95 and Jordan Childs with that 10-0 celebration right there. Bringing back her Prince routine just for Minnesota. Just have to call that out again. But yeah, it's neck and neck for these teams. UCLA has a decent amount of freshmen in this lineup, as well as experience relying on their upperclassmen. So it's cool to see some new faces and just like see them stay calm, do what they need to do, stay in their bubble, and just, you know,
do them. Absolutely. Taking a peek here at floor for Minnesota. Ultimately, they just also have to stay in their bubble and continue to, you know, carry the energy all the way through coming off of their third rotation. Floor is definitely a super exciting event to compete, especially as well as to conclude on. So really excited to see how Minnesota does with a packed PAV, just feeling the energy of the attendees and then also just their teammates and just having fun.
Absolutely. And just being 2 tenths apart. This
That's
is
it.
still so close. It'll add up to those landings on both events,
Absolutely.
Just clean landings, clean form. UCLA will definitely have to stay in their bubble. They are a really strong beam team, but it's always difficult ending on beam, especially coming off of so much energy from floor.
Yes.
They'll just have to stay in their bubble, and
anything can happen, which makes this so engaging and so fun. The anticipation.
yeah. Starting the Bruins off on beam is junior Caitlin Rosen. Nice switch leap split jump, meeting that 180 requirement and leap connection. Beat jump to an unnoti, a very unique skill to see in the NCAA. Also extremely difficult.
Really challenging, executed beautifully.
Another series here, just racking up her bonus. Full turn. She's got your eye on you.
Watching you. Lots of confidence all the way through this routine so far. With a dismount. That was stuck landing!
Oh, look at the celebration. Wow, that was a great start to beam for UCLA.
Absolutely. Lacey Saltzman starting off for Minnesota. Season high of a 9.875 on this event. Huge first pass, ended with her chest up beautifully, super controlled as well.
Just a controlled step.
Into her next pass here. Front lay, front full, a little under rotated there.
Great recover though. Definitely a skill to leave those mistakes in the past and keep having fun and be in the moment for your routine.
Getting ready for her last pass here. Double tuck. Lots of control on that landing as well.
Yeah, again, starting off the event as a freshman is a really impressive feat. You're setting the tone, and she was not giving anything away. She might have had a little bit of under rotation on that second pass, but she fought through it and just letting her team know that they can count on her.
Absolutely. You never know in these situations, end up having to count that routine as well. So really important for athletes to continue to go all the way through the routine, no matter if there's a mistake or not, and fight for every single tenth. And that's exactly what Saltzman did.
For sure. Up next for the Bruins on beam is Sydney Barros. Beautiful leap connection. Their dance on beam is so flowy Another very difficult combination, side aerial back handspring that is meeting her series requirement and her front side skill. Full turn. It's fun to see so much personality on beam. I feel like usually gymnasts want to get on the event, get off the event, but they are very in the moment and take their time with everything. Wow, another great routine from UCLA. Solid start off from Caitlin Rosen and going on to Sydney Barrows. Bruins are not giving anything away.
No, they are not. They're going to fight all the way through. Minnesota here, Megan Steensland, welcoming her into the lineup. Another thing that I really enjoy on floor is just the teammates that know the floor routines and they're joining right along on the side.
Yep, it's always so fun.
Difficult, the first pass there.
Great leaps from Megan. Another very fun routine.
Getting ready for her next pass here. 2.5, really difficult.
Extremely difficult. And ending with an E.
100%. I'd say you don't see a lot of twisting in collegiate gymnastics.
For sure. Megan was very clean in the air too. Nice and controlled step. Sometimes she tends to step to the side, but that was a very clean, straightforward landing. Up on beam is Jordis Eichmann. First time we are seeing the freshman tonight, and last week she scored a 9.875 on this event. Beautiful back handspring layout step out. With Rosen and Barrows scoring 9.9s prior to this, they're setting up the rest of the lineup for really high scores. Side semi just got a little bit ahead of herself.
A little bit of a bounce check there, but was able to hang on to it.
Nice leap connection, switch half. Another difficult leap. Beautiful full turn. And the tuck front full dismount. Just a small little hop there. But another unique dismount. Again, gymnastics is a very cool sport where everyone can have completely different routines. They all just have to have the same requirements.
Yes. Best thing about the sport. One of the best things, I guess. Leah Gonczarowski for Minnesota. Last weekend scored a 9.825 on this event, starting off with a really difficult first pass.
A tactful in there. One thing I'll say about Leah is she's grown so much on this event and has learned to control her landings so well. She just has so much power. Sometimes it's hard.
Front through to double tuck. Nice landing there as well, keeping her chest up. Nice leaps. Great routine.
Spectacular. The Gophers are on fire tonight, and so are the Bruins. Up next for the Bruins is another freshman, Tiana Suwanisekera. Coach just giving her a little pep talk there, probably walking through her routine. Again, as we mentioned earlier, everybody needs a little something different before they go. Last week, Tiana scored a 9.8 on this event, but she's capable of a 9.95. I think as long as she does what she does in practice and just stays in her bubble, doesn't do anything more or less than she usually does, I think this could be a really high score.
Absolutely. When athletes have adrenaline, you almost have to tone it down a little bit and learn how to control that, which athletes learn over time.
Yeah. And just as a freshman, just gaining that experience and learning how you compete in these settings, but she has tons of experience.
Beautiful connection there.
Yeah, Tiana is a former national team member, so she has lots of experience in these high-pressure situations. And it shows.
Absolutely. For her dismount here, 1.5.
Just a little bit of a shuffle.
Slightly under-rotated, but it was beautiful. Beautiful routine.
It was. Doing a 1.5 just from a single back handspring is extremely difficult.
Very
it is not an E-valued skill, but it is so hard, the momentum and power that you just have to generate from that.
Back to floor, Sophie Swartzmiller, season high of a 9.875. Heading into her first pass here. Rudy, huge straddle jump. Nice leaps. Getting ready for her next pass here. 1.5 front lay. Judges are going to want to see those elements rise. It's a great routine for Minnesota. Just continuing to carry the energy all the way through.
Yeah, Sophie's a very consistent and reliable routine on floor for the Gophers. She just, mic drop, she just does her gymnastics. Up next for the Bruins is, again, Jordan Childs, the woman that does not need an introduction. She does have a season high on this event of a 9.975. This is the missing event from her gym slam that she just needs a 10 on. Maybe it will be tonight.
to wait and see.
Yeah. Super cool mount there. Beautiful back handspring layout, step out.
Lots of amplitude.
Just floats. Cat leap, switch side. Balance check there. Beautiful full turn. Lots of control there.
Oh, so floaty.
It was. Lots of amplitude. Ending the routine with a round off double full. Small little shuffle there. Again, it's early in the season, so just getting all those little mistakes out now.
But overall, Jordan had a stellar night tonight.
Yeah. Stellar indeed.
Ariana Ostrom for Minnesota. Last weekend had a 9.85 on this event. Front through to double tuck. Finish with her chest up.
Yeah, nice controlled landing.
Nice leap connection there as well. Again, judges are looking for that 180 split and then full completion of each element. Into her next pass here. Rudy to a little flare.
Another fun routine for the Gophers. Have the teammates dancing along the side.
Super fun routine. Great routine as well. Lots of control in her passes. Exactly what Minnesota wants.
Yeah, the Gophers are going to be happy with that one. Heading back over to beam, we have senior Sienna Alipio in that anchoring spot for the lineup. Last week, she scored a 9.95 on this event and has a career high of a 10, actually. So having someone so experienced in this lineup, anchoring. Beautiful full turn. She has really graceful movements, but also very sharp. Very difficult series, a triple series. Connecting it back handspring, layout, step out. And she still had some room at the end of the beam.
That's an art within itself.
Yes, it is. From personal experience, I can't say. Beautiful leap connection there. Very unique. And a
That was stuck.
dismount. This could be a really high score. Looks like perfection to me. Another very unique dismount and also very difficult.
Absolutely. And she knew exactly where it was.
Yeah, we'll see this again. Solid, just planted her feet exactly where she wanted to.
For Minnesota, Jordan Lyden on floor. Last weekend with a 9.875. 1.5 front full. Nice leaps as well. Just gearing up for her last pass here. She also finishes with a 2.5.
Solid.
Great awareness.
Wow. I think that's the best routine I've ever seen from Jordan. And they're all great.
Yeah. Yeah, and super consistent competitor across the board, looking at her bars, and then also a floor as well, and beam.
Yeah, anchoring all three of the events that she competes on. Exhibitioning on beam is Nola Matthews. Newcomer that is also a former national team member for the Bruins. Switch leap split jump. Nice 180s. Another difficult series. Side aerial back handspring. Looks like she was a little bit off, but she saved it really well. Also doing really well to stay in her bubble as the crowd got a little loud.
Again, just the taste for the rest of the season to come.
So true. She's just owning her routine right now, really staying in her bubble. Just small hop on the dismount. But a really great routine from Nola.
Again, you want those exhibition routines to be a routine that if you need to swap into the lineup, it's like nothing, nothing ever happened.
Exactly.
Brooklyn Rowry for Minnesota, exhibitioning on floor. First pass, front lay, Rudy.
Very floaty. Had to add a side aerial layout step out there, meeting the requirement of tumbling backwards. I believe Brooklyn has forward tumbling passes.
Again, another front pass there, front handspring, front lay, front full. Beautiful leaps. Great routine from Brooklyn.
And that concludes the final rotation.
Overall from Minnesota, lots of energy, I felt, all the way through the meet.
Yeah, same for the Bruins. They really brought the energy to the PAV, to I think both teams.
Yes, absolutely. Taking a peek at floor for Minnesota, did end up dropping a 9.75, getting them to that 49.35, where they were able to conclude tonight with a 197.275.
Yeah, and then over to UCLA, they ended their event with the 49.425. Last week, they had a 49.475, so keeping consistent with that, dropping that 9.725, but solid beam team for UCLA.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, there was a ton of energy in the PAV here tonight. I think both teams did an amazing job just staying in their bubble. You know, there was, loud cheers from both sides, and so the athletes handled it amazingly.
Yes. I think it's, still early in the season, but we're gearing up to get into postseason where there's lots of learning experiences and things to take away and things to go back into the gym to work on. Landings probably will be first and foremost. I think form looks great from both teams. It's just controlling nerves a little bit.
All those little things. That was the fourth and final rotation. Stay tuned for meet highlights and for final scores.
Welcome back to Maturi Pavilion, where the Minnesota Golden Gophers took on the UCLA Bruins. We are going to highlight the all-arounders with Jordan Childs taking the title with a 39.625. Also an all-arounder from the Bruins team was Tiana Sumena-Sakara with a 39.375.
Overall, Jordan had a stellar night tonight, starting off with a huge Yurchenko double twist there. Amazing bars.
Solid landing, just trusting herself. Getting the energy hyped on floor. Beautiful landings, controlled. So much energy. She's a firecracker.
She's just able to add a 10 to her stack of 10s.
Yep.
Overall, great night. Again, she brings so much experience to this team.
Yeah, I think next for her goal list is just completing that gym slam. I think she's really looking for that 10 on beam and just trusting herself and having fun as she enters probably, I think, her last year.
Yeah, absolutely. So Minnesota ended with a 197.275, UCLA with a 197.55 as well. At this time, stay tuned for awards. Welcome back. Talking through tonight, again, UCLA won, leaving UCLA as 4-0 in the Big Ten overall. Energetic meet, packed PAV, and history in the making performances. Up next, Minnesota will travel to Penn State for a meet on Saturday, February 14th. Big Ten Plus will stream the event, which starts at 1 p.m. Central Time, and the Bruins return home next week for the alumni meet on Saturday, February 14th, 4 p.m. against Washington.
And that was the conclusion of tonight's Minnesota versus UCLA gymnastics meet. This was Tiari Salas and Lexi Berglund, formerly Rambler, back in the PAV tonight. Thanks for listening, and we hope you tune in next time on Big Ten Plus.
Stay tuned for the rest of the award ceremony.
And if not, have a great night.
Giles. In the all-around competition, in first place with a score of 39.625 from UCLA, Jordan Giles. And now for the team results. In second, with a score of 197.275, your University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. And in first place with a score of 197.55, the UCLA Bruins.